Knowing how to read a food label is something everyone needs to know how to do. I thought I knew, but I was wrong. I was being fooled like most people are today. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to read a food label so that you know what to look for, so that you can be empowered to make healthy food choices. Hi, I'm Allie, a Christian health and fitness coach, and I want to welcome you to Cross Training Women, where I teach and train women how to be physically and spiritually healthy so that they can live fully and abundantly the life that Jesus came to give us. When I was first learning about nutrition and transitioning to a whole foods plant-based diet, I came across a plant-based registered dietitian and nutritionist, Jeff Novick's video teaching you how to decode a nutritional label and be able to decide if a food is truly healthy or not. And it's from his set of rules and guidelines that radically changed the way I grocery shop and select or reject certain food products. Because the truth is, grocery stores are filled with products containing extremely deceiving health claims. And because food manufacturers know consumers do not know how to actually read a food label, they take advantage of this. They scientifically and carefully choose the latest health buzzwords or diet trends, and they stick that on top of their food packages in order to make you think that their product is actually healthier than it is. But the claims that they boast about on the front of their packages in order to kind of influence your purchase decision and boost their sales are misleading. Jeff Novick has 3 rules that I want to go over with you today. And the first rule is never ever believe anything you read on the front of a food package. So I was rummaging through my sister's cabinet and I found these organic bunny Teddy Grahams. And on the front it says certified organic. And then it also has a little label down here that says, made with goodness. No artificial flavors, synthetic colors, or synthetic preservatives, no high fructose corn syrup. So clearly this product is healthy, right? I mean, it's organic and it doesn't have any of these things. It's made with goodness. So what's the first rule? Never believe anything that you read on the front of a food package, and you'll see why when we turn it over and go over rule number 2. So Jeff Novick's rule number 2 is to look at the nutrition facts. Specifically, you want to look at the calories from fat, the amount of sodium and sugar in the product. Here's why. When you look at the amount of fat in a product, it's listed in grams. And when you look at this product, for instance, it says 4.5 grams of total fat. And then when you look to the right-hand side, there's a bold number that says 6%. Both of these seemed relatively low and not a big deal. But in order to actually find out what percentage of this product is from fat, you have to take the grams times 9, since there are 9 calories in a gram of fat. So for instance, in this product, you take 4.5 times 9, which is 40.5, and then you would take that number divided by the number of calories to get the percentage of fat. So when we do that, it actually comes out to 31.1% of fat. So that's a lot higher than you're led to believe, right? Processed oils are the biggest contributor to the amount of fat in a product. And while oils seem innocent or even healthful these days, processed oils, even olive oil, are 100% fat calories, and they have been shown to be harmful to the endothelium, which is the innermost lining of your artery, and injuring that lining is the gateway to vascular disease. So you want to limit or avoid added oils as much as possible. The guideline that Jeff uses for the percentage of fat that I also follow is 20% or less. So if the product contains less than 20% of fat, it's good to go. So this does not pass the test. So the next thing you want to look at is the amount of sodium in the product. Salt is another ingredient that food manufacturers love to pack into their product because it not only helps their product taste better without adding calories, but salt is also a powerful stimulant that triggers overeating because it messes with your brain and satiety mechanisms. And so you actually end up eating more of their product, which is exactly what they want. Besides salt contributing to overeating, which leads to obesity and other diseases of dietary excess. It's important to limit the amount of sodium you consume because salt can also increase your blood pressure, which is a risk factor for strokes, heart attacks, and even kidney disease. Americans on average eat 3,900 milligrams of salt per day, but the dietary guideline recommendation is for less than 2,300 milligrams, which is about a teaspoon a day. So we are getting way too much salt in our diet. Another reason why you might want to limit salt intake is because salt enables people to hold on to excess fluid, and so it can result in bloating or swelling or even make you look a little puffier. Because real whole foods contain natural amounts of sodium, you don't need to go out of your way to add salt to your diet. In fact, it's better to probably buy products that are low in sodium or even no salt added, and then if you want to add a little bit of salt for flavor, you can do that yourself at home, and then that way you have control over it. And so the rule of thumb that Jeff uses for sodium is to have the amount of milligrams of sodium be equal to or less than the amount of calories in the product. And so for this product, there is 90 milligrams of sodium and 130 calories. So this product would actually pass on the amount of sodium since the ratio is less than 1:1. Lastly, you'll probably want to take a look at the amount of sugar in the product because in addition to oils and salt, sugar is the other predominant ingredient that food manufacturers love to use because it not only makes their food taste better, but it also is addicting. But added sugars are just empty calories, meaning that there is no nutritional value. And so you're just adding extra calories to your diet, something that you don't need. Because food manufacturers know you're aware of this, now they try to just kind of hide it or disguise the amount of sugar that's actually in their products by using different names, some of them which sound healthier like organic brown rice syrup, or even names that you're not familiar with and don't even know that it's added sugar. And so it's not uncommon to have 3 or 4 different sugars in one product and without you even being aware of it. So Jeff's rule of thumb for sugar is to make sure that the added sugars are no more than 5% of the calories. And so you're gonna have to do a little bit more math again because it's listed in grams. And so you're gonna have to take the amount of grams times 4 since there are 4 calories in a gram of sugar or a carbohydrate. So for this product, there are 7 grams of added sugars. And so you're gonna have to multiply that by 4, which is 28. And when you divide 28 by 130, the amount of calories in the product, it comes out to about 20% of calories from sugar. So this does not pass the test. Jeff's third and final rule is to read the food ingredients. And honestly, this is the only thing that I really look for and care about in a food product when I'm choosing what is healthy or not. The best food products contain real whole food ingredients only. What's a real whole food? A real whole food is a food that resembles how it appears in nature. There is no food labels. They themselves are the ingredient. There's nothing added or taken away. For example, take an apple. Apples don't have food labels. Apples is the ingredient. Or you could take something like a whole grain like brown rice. Brown rice is the only ingredient in the package. So that's a real whole food. And you want to look for products that contain as much or only real whole foods as possible. Because what you'll find out is that food products that are the best often contain a very short list of food ingredients, whereas the processed foods contain a long list, many of which you don't even know how to pronounce because they're often added food chemicals or food preservatives that manufacturers use in order to increase the shelf life or add some sort of texture or flavor or taste, all of which is just to increase their profits. They're not looking out for your health. So another thing to note is when you're reading the ingredients is that order matters. The ingredients are listed in order of predominance with the ingredients used in the greater amounts first, followed in ascending order by smaller amounts. So this is like especially important when it comes to things like added sugar or oils or salt. If it's listed high in the ingredient list, that means that there's a lot of that. And often sugar is listed as the second ingredient, and so that tends to mean that there is a lot of added extra sugar. So that's when you really want to pay attention and go back to the amount of added sugars that are listed in the product to know how much is coming from that added sugar. If it's something like a natural sugar like raisins, then it's not going to matter as much because sugar in raisins is natural and it's different than just the added table sugars. So let's take a look at how these organic Annie's Teddy Grahams food ingredient holds up. So the first ingredient we have listed is organic wheat flour. And while it doesn't sound bad, organic wheat flour is not the same as organic whole wheat flour. So organic wheat flour is more processed, which means more nutrients are taken away. So it's not really a great source of grains. The second ingredient is organic cane sugar. So we have sugar listed second, which means that there's a lot of sugar in this product. The third ingredient is oil. And so oil, again, because it's listed third, means that there's probably a lot of oil and probably why this food has the amount of calories from fat as it does. And then finally, the fourth ingredient is the organic whole wheat flour. So this is, again, the better source of a grain, something that's going to add fiber to your diet. But since it's listed fourth, there's probably not a great source, which means there's probably not a lot of fiber, which we look here, and it's less than 1 gram, which is not a great source. Then we go on and we can see that there's organic invert cane syrup, organic corn flour, organic chocolate cookie bits. And as we continue to go down the list, there's more food chemicals, preservatives, and added sugar like organic honey. So after evaluating the whole package and reading the ingredients and the nutrition facts, we can see that this product isn't actually made with much goodness at all. So again, that's why it's so important to know how to read a food label so that you can make the best choices. If you found this video helpful and you feel more empowered to make healthier food choices when you're grocery shopping, please give this video a thumbs up and also feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear from you.